What up?
Hello, my friend. How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
Good, good. Trying to knock out some bookkeeping right now and get out of the office.
Good. Hopefully you get that done. What is it, 5 o'clock there right now?
It's four,
Or
so
okay, cool. We're at
almost
the
done.
same time. How's everybody else doing?
Good, 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 good.
Sweet. I'm just gonna let a few people trickle in. There's 30 something people registered, so I'll wait till at least there's half of the people in here and then we'll get cracking. I got some questions for you guys and today's just a jam session. So I'm just gonna maybe show a couple of things on what's possible, but basically I want to go over what's possible and I want to see what you guys' biggest pain points are. I know there's a lot of pain points. There's probably people here from different industries, specifically real estate and short-term rentals. So I'd like to see what the pain points are, and then I'll show a couple things that what we've been doing in our business, um, and then kind of go a little bit on what we'll be doing in the next few months. I'm going to share my little screen this time, so it's a little bit easier for everybody to follow around. So I'll be on my laptop screen with my big screen here. So if you see me looking back and forth, it's just because I got a bunch of screens in front of me. 14 people. We'll give it another couple of minutes. And then I'm going to put a question in the chat, and I want everybody just to answer with a one-liner. So nothing super detailed. I just want, and I'll read the question out loud too, so we can go over it. But I just want to see what everybody's pain points are and kind of where people need help and where we can help yourself. So I want to help build together. A lot of people are just doing this for other people, but I kind of want to start these workshops to get everybody building together, building the same kind of things, and then doing the problem solving and having a community there for when you get jammed up or when you need new ideas or all these kinds of stuff, because it just doesn't come naturally. And if you don't have the problems and the pain, sometimes you might not know what to do. So that's kind of what we're here for, and that's why we're starting kind of these workshops because a lot of people want the demand, but number one, time, and number two is knowledge. Okay, I think we got a pretty good gang here. So just let me get my question. And I'm cool if everybody gets off their mics, get their cameras on, talk about what you guys are seeing in your life as a business owner, as a realtor, as a entrepreneur. So I'm going to put this question here, and it's pretty much um, type your number one business headache. So right now, just a one-liner. I'm going to put it in there. It's in the chat. So just answer this question before we start, so I can kind of go through it, and engage, and just a simple freaking one-liner. Nothing too crazy. And I'm not going to continue unless I see 10 answers in there.
Ow.
Or if you want to come and voice your pain, I'm cool with that. But I'd like to see it in the chat so I can have it afterwards, so I can kind of see where to zero in and where the biggest problems are, and that way there we can develop some tools that we can pass on.
My mic is off.
All right, integrator. Yes, more automation, but more automation for what? So what would you like automated? Give me one thing that's just a huge pain in your butt that you hate dealing with every month. The worst thing. Put it in there. All right, figure out cleaning deltas. Sweet. What else? What about like month-end reporting? Who here has a headache with month-end reporting when your accountant just delivers off these ugly spreadsheets and then you got to make it look pretty, or you got to make kind of an understanding out of it so you can read it and make the decisions for the following month. Manually adding opportunities to my CRM. Yes, we don't do that anymore. Reed, I got you, brother. I got you. We're going to do a little demo on here and I can show you how we can easily do some pretty cool stuff. Follow-ups. Yes. Revenue management, manual adjustment, pricing based on occupancy. Love it. Huge works in the projects for a revenue manager agent. a super complex one. So that is in the works. Finding code, good leads and the correct contact information for them. Um, I seen something super cool that actually happened to me this week. And so what it was, my mother-in-law was browsing a website, and the only thing that she did was browse the website, and 2 seconds later, the phone rang, and it was the realtor. So I turned around and I said, like, what did you enter to this guy's website for him to call you? And she said, nothing. My mother-in-law, and I'm like, okay, are you sure you didn't put anything in there? And she's like, no, I didn't put anything in there. So I'm like, okay, that's crazy to me. So I went and researched on how it that happened, and there is a service out there, about 150 to 200 bucks a month, that when people are browsing your website, it'll take the fingerprint and then it'll go into these big data warehouses that people pay for, grab the phone number if it can, and then call the person right away. So she got a call within 30 seconds of browsing this person's website, and it was pretty cool. So for lead gen, I would definitely be looking into that. And Melissa, that's for you. So we'll be able to chat offline on that when I saw that. But that was in Canada too, which was pretty impressive because there's no data in Canada. So I could just imagine what they're doing in the US with that. So that was new to me, and I learned that. I was just like, oh my God, this is super cool, super valuable.
For sure.
Um, Anybody else see that kind of website or that service before? Has anybody, am I just out in the weeds and never heard this, or have you guys seen this before? Yeah, I know. Put a yes in the chat if you've ever seen this kind of stuff. All right, so I'm gonna say no. So that I thought that was pretty cool. All right. So I'm gonna share my screen for a bit. Does anybody have any questions or anything that they want to chime in? A little quiet, so don't see me as the guy leading the Zoom. I want this to be a jam session. I want to know what's going on in your businesses and that kind of stuff. Does anybody have anything to add before I kind of get into the nitty-gritty on what we've been doing with some of the AI we've been using and some of the tools? I'm going to go over some of the tools that we've been using, some of the stuff we've been doing, and just to give you an overload, because a lot of people are gonna say, hey, market research analysis, that's super useful, and we can definitely build that together. So yeah, so a lot of people are really caught up on OpenClaw. Who here has been, obviously, I mean, chime up, put a one in the chat if everybody has, or put a one in the chat if you have never heard of OpenClaw and it's a new word for you today. I shouldn't see anything in the chat. So everybody's been on the OpenClaw kick, right? So that's one of the things that people use. It is an awesome tool, but is it the best tool? Probably not. It does have its fallbacks. It does have some security issues, which can be fixed. And I use OpenClaw openly. I'll demo it a little bit. It works really good as a personal feature. I don't know if I would launch it into a business. So the big thing that we've been using, and I'm going to share my Claude on my my screen, is we've been using a lot of Claude code lately. So now, who here's heard of Claude Code? Put a one in the chat if you heard it. And my chat's gone.
One, two, three, four, five, six.
Sweet. How many of you have used OpenClaw? Put a me in the chat. Kevin, we know you've been using it. I won't let you get away with it. Sergey, awesome. Okay, I'm gonna play a bit of pitch and catch here. Sergey, I want you to get off mute and I want you to tell me what you've been using Claude Code for.
Cloud Code or OpenClaw? Sorry.
Claude Code.
Well, for now, just to some just projects like vibe coding, just experimenting. Really, it's not for yet for the business
Just kind of
field.
just dabbling, seeing what he can
Just
do, right?
dabbling, exactly. Just curious.
Cool.
And the difference between other like Lovable or some other applications.
Cool. Stefan, what have you been using Claude Code for?
For me, I was using it for my kind of thinking and personal assistant. I integrated it with Obsidian, and it works great.
Cool. Did you integrate anything else into Obsidian, or did you just power it with Claude Code?
No, no, but I actually was thinking to integrate Notebook LM to this
Yeah,
combo.
you can do a lot more with Obsidian. You can put your entire life in Obsidian and then have it link up and pretty much have it be your second brain. Something
Yeah.
I'm currently working on right now with a Plot device and a bunch of other stuff in our businesses, bringing the whole Obsidian into one. So basically, my entire life is going to be in Obsidian. Um, so I don't go through and forget stuff and all the things and all the meetings and whatnot. So that's another project we're going to focus on. Oh, sorry guys. So that'll be another thing. But anybody who doesn't know what Obsidian is, it's pretty gnarly. It's pretty powerful, and it really helps keep my life kind of in order. It just kind of just a good place to brain dump, and then super easy to go find after. So love it, awesome. So you can do a lot of cool stuff with that. I'll be doing I'm kind of halfway through the Obsidian build, but I'm going to be building it even further and powering it with AI. Okay, sweet. Jess, what's the question mark for? You got a question?
Nope, that was meant for my Slack channel.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. So is this pretty much the extent of the Claude code? I know Casey's on here. He's going pretty deep with Claude code. Does anybody else have any idea what Claude code can do or Claude Cowork? Yes, no? Okay. I'm going to do a quick demo here of just the powers of just Cowork, but I coded this in Claude Code and then I brought it into Cowork and then I created an agent out of it that goes and does this. But here, what I'm going to do is, can you go into my GHL automations and tell me what automations are active? This is where the superpower comes of Claude Cowork and Claude Code. So the people that were talking about CRM stuff, we'll see what this can do. So this can add anything in your CRM. It could remove anything in your CRM. It could tag anybody. It could add tags, remove tags. But here, it's also going to go and see how it's running a skill. So I've created this skill. I've created an MCP server to get all the GoHighLevel, the proper GoHighLevel endpoints. And then now it's coming up and showing me the workflows in my GoHighLevel. So it comes up. Can you analyze the pipeline and tell me where I am missing opportunities? So it's going to go ahead and pretty much do all this stuff. Did anybody on this call know that you can go and do this and control GoHighLevel from Claude Cowork? Put a yes in the chat if you knew about that you can do this. Reed just heard of it today. Anybody else ever hear of this or even think that this was possible? Similar capabilities. This has every capability. So you can actually build your email, build your pipelines, and have Claude Code and Claude Cowork go in there and write your emails, do pretty much do all of your automations. And the only thing you have to go in there after is just look it over and make sure everything is set up. So it does quite a bit. So anybody who stresses, you can't get Cowork on your computer. Seth, why not? You can unmute. Just unmute and come off. Let me know
Yeah,
what is it saying. Are you getting
sorry.
that VM message, that error message?
I don't know. It just doesn't work. Like I launched Claude. I think my computer is just too old and it can't update to it. It tells me I need a newer version, but then my computer doesn't update, so I can't get Cowork to work. It says an update
Okay.
is required. So it's
You know
really
what?
frustrating because I have Claude, but I can't do it.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty gnarly. It does quite a work. So here's what it spit out. It went in and looked at the 4 pipelines, 20 contacts in total. So this is just something that I'm throwing together, working on right now. Um, so it pretty much is telling me exactly what I have to do here to analyze it. So pretty much anything you want to know in your GoHighLevel, you can do it right out of Cowork. And anything you can do out of Cowork, you can create an agent to go and do this work for you on a regular basis. So I have an agent that goes in there once a week, comes up, it takes a look at my contacts, and then what it does is it goes into my Stripe and it makes sure that everybody that is tagged properly that actually paid for stuff in my GoHighLevel, so I'm sending them the right emails and whatnot. So you saw last week a bunch of emails were coming out. They were all mixed up. Some of the people did see that. And honestly, what happened is I got AI to build the entire pipeline in GoHighLevel. I had AI run it for a week, and then I thought I should maybe hand it off to my VAs. I did that, and it turned into a freaking nightmare. Everything was just going sideways because number one, they couldn't keep up with what the AI did, so they had to learn everything, and then they couldn't get the emails as straight going out. It was really hard for them to wrap their head around it. And if I would have just left it on the AI platform and system and let my agent do it, it would have probably came out really well. And it's creating the emails, it's going to get the things that I'm doing, it's looking at my calendar, it's looking at my schedule. So pretty awesome stuff. Uh, put a 1 in the chat if this is something that's valuable to you. This is something that you would be able to use or your team could use. Yeah, so there's a few people in here and who here hates GoHighLevel? I hate dealing in GoHighLevel. I to click around, it's clunky. It doesn't save properly sometimes. It's just a huge pain in the butt. And we have 2 GoHighLevel VAs that take care of this for us. But now instead of, everybody thinks they're going to get rid of the VAs. What I did is just elevated the VAs to use this platform, use the agent, and use the analysis that this could provide to then go in and just do some little tweaks here and there. So it right away it made a huge difference. They're rocking and rolling. They're building at a speed. They're building in GoHighLevel at a speed that I haven't seen them do in months. They're doing things that usually take some weeks and in hours using this, just leveraging a little bit of this AI. And this wasn't complicated stuff. Who here thinks that this would be complicated, and who here is like right now, like, holy geez, this is a little too much? I want you to speak up right now and let me know. And don't be shy. I mean, this is over a lot of people's head. It's like, how is this accessing GoHighLevel? Okay, Dave, perfect, awesome. Dave, do you have GoHighLevel? You can get off mute. You guys are
Honestly,
all good
I'm
together.
I'm just getting started, so I'm just trying to wrap my head around all this stuff. Like I use AI, but and I've tried to get it to do a little bit of sort of the work that I need to do, but I don't have Claude. Like I don't pay for I've got one that I pay for, but I'm sure there's lots that I could use if I paid for them, but
Yep,
I'm scratching the surface. So I just wanted to see what you were up to and what I should
sweet.
focus.
Here's what you should focus on. Pay the $20 for the Claude, and it's probably the best $20 you're going to spend. And anybody who's in here that uses it, does anybody agree that the $20 is well spent? It's better than the ChatGPT. Get rid of ChatGPT. Your whole life might be in there. I get it. There's ways to transfer it out. I can go over that with you. But honestly, Claude's been a game changer because you have Claude Code, Claude Cowork, and whatnot. And I'll show you guys another power of Claude Cowork. So you see this little work and folder button here? It's got access to your entire freaking computer. So if I go into any of these folders, I don't know what my download folders looks like because yeah, it's my laptop, but I don't know if I have a messy folder on this computer, but I do on my desktop. So what I did is on my desktop, I went and chose a folder, and it's your famous downloads folder. I selected the folder and I gave it a prompt. I just said, organize this folder in a way that I'll be able to understand it. I don't want any standalone files that are sitting there by themselves. And I want every single file to have the date embedded into the name so that everything is easily searchable and sortable. It did it within like 2 seconds. So this cowork could go in your computer, write files, do things, save things, and it's not like OpenClaw where it's just going to go rogue on you. It really asks for all the permissions, and if it can't do something, it'll prompt you to do it. So this has access to pretty much your entire computer and your workspace. So for me and other people, it's super, super useful. Did anybody did not know that you can do that with Claude Cowork? This is why I'm trying to get everybody out of ChatGPT because ChatGPT doesn't have this feature. The only three people that have a decent feature like this is Anthropic. Manus just came out with it last week, and Perplexity, the Perplexity computer. But then again, that's made for some deep research. I prefer Claude Cowork, and I do use Manus quite a bit as well in some of the workflows that we use. Okay, we just went through a lot of pretty cool stuff. Who's got some questions?
Brian's back.
Go ahead, come off mute. Ask a question, Brian.
Hey Ryan, how are you? I sat and I did that class with you for 3 hours, or it went 3 hours. I think it was
3 hours.
It went 20 minutes and we were done, and then we just talked about everything else. But I did that comp set, so that was super cool.
Sweet.
So I wanted to jump on here, but so a couple of things. Number one, I use Market My STR, and I was just on a call today with STR Secrets to all hands, and they're bringing on some type of GoHighLevel that's specific to what we're looking at.
Yeah, I know. I missed that call. I was going to dive in to see what was going on with that whole workflow. So continue on. I want to hear more about what you have to say about that.
Yeah, I think Mike Riley went into it, and what it does is they're building it so you can have a UI list, and it does voicemail drops and then text, and so it has built into your GoHighLevel, and STR Secrets, what they're offering now, has 12 points of contact for your UI list. And then I believe it does social media and some other stuff. And so I don't know. I like Market My STR. I don't use it to the extent at all that I should, but I use it for my social network. But I'm thinking, and let me ask you this, because I kind of want to pick your brain on this, is will the GoHighLevel that they're producing, which I'm not sure if you know exactly what it is.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm part of SCR Secrets, so I'm in your ball game. I just missed the call today. I had too much stuff going on, but I'll catch up. And I was just waiting for it to come out to see it.
Okay.
My thoughts on it, it's obviously going to probably be pretty freaking awesome. Now,
Yeah.
the setup on it, that's what I was going to get into it because GoHighLevel is like it's impossible to use GoHighLevel in its full capacity, I find, unless you're a marketing agency. Not just me, but I'm just your average guy, and we're all our average people, right? So we all have to deal with GoHighLevel, and we know we have to use it. I mean, you don't have to, but
Working with Claude, like you're saying, because I don't have Claude yet. I have ChatGPT, and I paid $20. So now I just go, all right, you said switch, right?
switch.
Okay, so I'm going to switch, done. But will Claude help you operate this GoHighLevel and your social network and your platforms and Instagram and all of that stuff? That's kind of what I believe. So I thought I'd pick your brain on this.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. So I do socials. I'm just in the middle of revamping my whole life. And the reason why I'm doing it in the socials is because I'm using AI to do it, which I can go into a little bit more after how I'm analyzing all this stuff. But yeah, I think it's going to do everything that you ever dream of. And if you take the time to set it up once they're set up, they run fairly well. It's a pretty well machine. So I'm going to take a deep dive into what they have to offer, obviously. But my head then goes, how are you getting your list? How are you making your list, right, for the UI method? So me, I'd be going out making an agent. So I've already made an agent that'll go out and scrape and give you lat and long of these properties. So now it's just a matter of getting lat and long, and getting the data and putting into GoHighLevel, which is super easy. Anything to anybody who's manually putting information in GoHighLevel, I'll give you a bit of a trick. It's super easy to create an N8N workflow, a Zapier flow, a make flow, and or use what I just showed you to do all your manipulating and GoHighLevel, and then go check it afterwards. It's 100 times faster, and you can talk to it like a person. So you guys saw me typing there, but I could have just said, hey, go into my GoHighLevel and tell me how many contacts that I have active that emails will be going out to in the next week. And then you just bang that out, and it's going to go and do the job. So super, super simple instead of typing. And that's how you're able to get these super long prompts going in there. And you're just talking to it. It's going to go and do the work. It'll spit it out. And I'm just doing this as like a ChatGPT profile right now. But typically what I do is once I get a process dialed in, I'll save it as a skill. And then it'll be a reusable skill. So whenever I come back to Cowork and say, hey, I want you to do this, it'll recognize the skill. So right here, see how it's running the skill? This is a skill that I created. It's a GoHighLevel skill that I created. And it's got all kinds of good stuff in it. But I could just talk to it normally now, and it's going to go do things in my GoHighLevel as if I was telling my VA to go do things in GoHighLevel. So now if your VA can be doing this, it gives them an edge up for sure. So these are the kind of little hacks that we use. So I think that will be worth it, and I think Claude Cowork will absolutely do it. We'll do anything, and there's more things that are coming down the pipe with automations and GoHighLevel. I was just with them this week at a conference. They have all kinds of good stuff, but the only thing I hate about GoHighLevel is that it's just not easy to use. It doesn't matter what features they use or they keep on adding. To me, it just keeps on getting more complex and more complex. Does anybody else feel that is it just me, or is this a pain point that other people have in GoHighLevel? It's been a huge pain point for me. I'd love to hear your input.
I have we actually have GoHighLevel agency account. So because we have clients that I'm helping with as well, building websites.
Yeah,
So yeah, I follow GoHighLevel. They're a beast. They're releasing new features every week. And I see where the why STR Secrets are doing it, because again they bought agency account as well, and they're giving and reselling it essentially for all the members. The price is 250 a month, by the way. That's what they're charging.
perfect.
Now on the other hand, Michael Dinwiddie, who created Notion template, Hospitality HQ also brought an update today, like the new version. So for me, I can see the Notion as well, but as a big thing for operations. So yeah, both like Notion and GoHighLevel, those are the beast softwares, and it takes time. Like I guess you're asking the pain points. My biggest pain point is to manually use Notion and manually use GoHighLevel. So if we can automate all that using agents, I still would like to keep my VAs. I have 4 VAs, but I don't want to fire them, but I want to empower them to do more with the AI agents.
Okay, sorry, I got something for you. So Brian, did that answer your question? I think it's going to be an awesome system. I didn't know what the price and whatnot, so I mean, it's all given how much you're using it for price. So thanks for that, Sergey. That's awesome to know what they're doing. Personally, will I pay the $250 a month? No, because I'm in Canada, so I can't do the UI method. Would I? I don't know. Probably. Would I try to replicate what they have? That would probably be my goal, because I could pretty much take a screenshot of what they have and then throw it into my AI and it'll go build it. So that this is where these marketing agencies, this is where you guys are going to start having power that these agencies had that they no longer have. They don't have that edge anymore because you guys have these tools to do things that require teams of people to do them. So the Market My STR and all these little kind of sub companies, even HostBuddy, even like I could replicate HostBuddy right now, and I'm in the middle of doing it on my own server for free with my own large language model that's powered by my own computers that I'm not even paying a freaking penny for. So you could just imagine if somebody like me, just the average guy, maybe a little bit above average with computers, is able to replicate that probably within days. I mean, if the computer would get here and I would have it, I could probably do this within days. So all of these little companies that we use, especially in the STR world, and even in the real estate world, even in the business world. So all these prop streams and all these other websites, what do you think these are? That's all they're doing. They're using AI and going out and scraping a bunch of data so you can go and do it. Guess what? With just this platform, you can do all of it. I have an Airbnb scraper that'll go out and scrape every Airbnb listing that there is and give me reports, give me the lat and long, give me the reviews, give me all that stuff. So everybody likes their DNA, but there's a scraper that I built through Apify, and my agent goes out and just scrapes a bunch of listings, comes back, gives me all this data directly from Airbnb, which we all know AirDNA has got a lag. So if I can go out and do that, why am I going to use AirDNA? Why am I going to, why am I going to start using all these other platforms? So all these little guys, you're going to see they're going to have to make major moves in the next year, or people like us are going to start getting smart and just apply that to our systems. And wouldn't it make sense if you can go and do all that, or you can have a VA start creating that and start vibe coding stuff like that? That's what people are going to go to. And it just makes sense when you're a big operator and you're spending, 50, 60 grand a month on your tech stack. If you could eliminate that, or sorry, a year, and some of them are doing it per month, but if you could eliminate that, that's huge bottom line numbers because that's direct profit in your pocket. and the owners don't even know. So it just helps you out. So like a good thing like SweetOp would be super easy to recreate. You'd be able to recreate that for yourself probably within a week. And if you hired a VA that's a good vibe coder. So now everybody's kind of looking, and this is going to shift perspective for the VA world. Everybody's looking for VAs that are specialized in what we do. So either Airbnb, real estate, communications, all the stuff that we do in our businesses, we all rely on VAs. But now what's going to happen is the VA world is going to change, and we're going to be looking for VAs that can vibe code and that could do this type of coding to create these systems to run our business. So I just did that. I went and picked up two VAs over the weekend, and they're just computer nerds. All they do is code. They have computer science degrees. They're in Bangladesh, and all they do is compute. And those are the guys that I'm going to be going to look for to start helping me run my businesses, because we know the processes. We just need the people to fulfill the processes. But if I can get him to write me stuff, and these guys did incredible stuff, I can drop a couple of links of some of the work they've done. It freaking blew me away. And I felt bad for these guys for the amount of money they got paid for the amount of work they did. Let me just see if I can pull these up because I have to show these. Did you want them? No. Okay. See.
While you're doing that, Dave is wondering if a skill is like a custom GPT.
No, it is not like a custom GPT. It's 100% different. It's more complex. It's a file that's saved on your computer, on your network through GitHub, but it also has many files involved in it. So it's not a custom chat GPT. And you know what? They're 100 times easier to make than custom GPTs. So everybody that's on this call, if you get my vibe, let's get rid of chat GPT. If you want to just do yourself a favor, let's just get rid of it and go to Claude. Because if you want to build this, you guys want to build a skill in Claude, like see if we can build one really quick and see what happens. Do I get a one in there? Do we want to see if we can just bang one out? Maybe like a quick email skill?
Yeah, 100%.
100%. I'm doing this on a free freaking workshop or a free webinar. Well, I'll do it. But we'll do something simple. But before I do it, I gotta drop this link if I could find it. Where's my little buddy?
Garrett said I was hesitant to scrape AirDNA because Claude mentioned it as a legal gray area. Was that just overcautious?
So how are you scraping it? I'm scraping it just by manually scraping. So I'm not using the Apify scraper, which it won't work. So when I'm logging into AirDNA and doing this, I do it through two different ways. I have a Manus comping agent that is a whole process. I basically I text my I'll bring my WhatsApp here. I text my WhatsApp a bunch of stuff, and it then triggers a bunch of workflows that are on my computer. I'm doing that through OpenClaw because it works really good for me, and I like the way it works. Is it something that I would get you guys to do? I mean, it's complex, and you can get into some pretty shitty situations. So I wouldn't suggest to do OpenClaw unless you want to join my school class, and we'll all do it together. Let's put it that way. It's a pain in the butt. It can get yourself in trouble. You can easily, and Casey could attest to this. He's had some experiences. He's seen what OpenClaw can and can't do, and it pretty much can do anything. So OpenClaw, if you give it some kind of problem, it just wants to solve problems for you. So if it has access to financials, telephones, emails, it will start calling and emailing and doing things on your behalf that you probably don't want it to do. So let me just drop this. If I can't find it in the next 2 seconds, yeah, I'll get somebody to put them in, or I'll send the sites on. But these kids, what these coders can do overseas is way more intense than any VA is going to do for your business. So I just highly suggest we do that. Okay, let's create a skill. Okay, that'll work. And also in Claude Code, a little bit different. What it does on this, it's actually saving files to your computer or whatever you chose the directory to. I use GitHub to save everything in a cloud so I can do different sessions. You don't have to. You can just do it right on your computer, save it there, and still access those skills. But if you have two computers and you think you're going to go back and forth from Claude Code, you can't, because it's actually saved on that computer. So that's why we use a cloud, so I can go from computer to computer, use Claude Code, and still work on the same projects. But if you have one computer, just do it to default folder. And so let's do it. I want to create a skill today that will read my emails and give me a summary once per hour on exactly what emails I should be actioning and deleting. This skill should read my hello@solnessdays.com mailbox and flag any spam and transfer them in a spam folder. I want this to be a reusable skill that I could have scheduled and runs on a regular basis. So it's asking me, hey, are you cool with me doing this in your computer? Do you trust this computer? Yes, I trust this computer. So now it's going to go to work. Probably going to make a plan, and we'll see what that happens. We'll see what, well, we're not going to watch it go, but we'll just kind of see it. We'll kind of see how it starts working through this skill. It sometimes takes a little bit, and we'll do that. One thing I want to show off before, so how many people here hate monthly reports? Just one last thing I want to give off. This is just something that we absolutely freaking hate doing. So who here in the short-term rental world or in the real estate world gets raw reports from their realtors and then has to make them look all pretty to not realtors, but their owners or the accountants, and then they want them to look all pretty for people that they're giving them to. I know that happens to us in the short-term rental world. It happens to us when realtors are reaching out for potential prospects and whatnot. So how many people here have that problem? Nobody?
You did this.
You. Perfect. Molly.
Pretty much everyone.
I know. Okay, good. So does this look familiar? This is kind of like, I'm pretty sure this is QuickBooks. I wouldn't even be able to tell you. I don't pull my QuickBooks stuff. So this is QuickBooks. So this is what we get from our freaking accountant and bookkeepers. So that's one of them. And this is just for one property. We manage several. And then they hand this thing over and they're like, okay, cool, this is your stuff for the month. So and then they give us this raw data and they expect us to go and deal with all this stuff and then spit it out, which is a huge pain in the ass. Jess, I'm sure you have to deal with this, or people on your team have to deal with this. I hope. I don't know who does it, but I know there's a lot of them. So what we did is we created an agent. We created a skill. We created an agent that takes this and this. And I'll be honest with you guys, I didn't create this agent. My freaking wife did it. She's sitting right beside me. She's manning the Zoom, and she created this skill after watching me. So like, if she can do it, I mean, she's smart. She's a smart girl. She's really good with computers. But this is what she's able to spit out. Create the agent to spit out. So it literally breaks down everything. It looks super freaking good. It's easy to read. It looks professional. It gives you all the details you ever want. And I know some of you guys are with with Keystone and all that stuff, but Keystone don't produce things like this. And when you're a little bit of a higher end company, like they're expecting a little bit more. So this is what we're spitting out to our clients at the end of the month so they can just see it. And we're not doing any work to do this. So the agent will take the email, will take that specific email, it will massage it, do all this, and then save for us to just send off. And then our VA looks at it, numbers are good, and she's able to send it off. So it takes a lot of human error, and it does also some cross-checking to make sure that the bookkeeper didn't do a mistake. How many people think this is valuable for their company? Yeah, Sergey, any manager, and even if you're dealing with if you have people investing into your projects, these are the kind of reports that they're going to want to see. Clear, nice, concise, no mess around. It's a lot better in the spreadsheet, and you can brand it however you want. You can make it look however you want. But these are the types of things that we're literally doing in our business today. And for like, I don't know how long you guys take doing the bookkeeping at the end of the month, but for me, it's like I'm like Groundhog Day. So by the time I get to the end of the month, I forgot what I did the last month to get to these numbers. So I'm just redoing this over and over again, trying to figure out what she did. I'm texting them, they're overseas, we're going back and forth. And it's just a huge pain in the butt. So now I could just literally count on my agent to look, cross-check against the data that we have and make sure that everything's okay with the expenses that we provided. And then if it's right, it creates the report and we just do a little final glimpse over it. And then we're happy to let it go. So yeah, any comments or questions on that, how we got that done? Any feedback? Let me know what you think. Would this be helpful for you?
We can put the skill in school.
Hey, Ryan, super helpful. Is this all done in Claude or Manus?
This is been built in Claude. Claude Code was the where I used it, and then I set up as a skill to reuse. And then so I know everybody's really stuck on Manus. You can control it remotely and all that stuff, but you can do all that stuff with Claude as well. So Claude has a remote control through Claude Code where you can set it up where you can be vibe coding from your phone anywhere you're doing. So you can be doing exactly what I'm doing right here, building skills from your freaking cell phone while you're sitting in your car. And it'll do all this stuff. Also, there's a feature in Claude Cowork that just came out called Dispatch. That just came out a few days ago. So a lot of people who have Claude Code delete it or don't delete it, just reinstall it, and you'll get all these new updates. And then there's also it also has a scheduler, so you can schedule tasks. I don't schedule too many tasks. I do it through an agent where the agent goes out and does work. But this just came out a few days ago, so I was checking it out and just seeing what I can do. So from my phone, I said, have a look at my desktop and tell me which files are visible. And I went in there and told me all the files that were visible on my desktop. So I'm doing that from my phone. So I'm controlling Claude from my phone. I'm controlling Manus from my phone. And then I'm also controlling OpenClaw from my phone. And that's being done through WhatsApp. So I have quite the ecosystem all working together. And I have OpenClaw triggering Manus jobs. I have OpenClaw triggering Claude Code jobs. I have cron jobs triggering Claude jobs. So it's kind of, I'm using the best tools that are good for me, but I'm really starting to take on Claude Code itself. It uses so much less tokens than Manus. It's cheaper for me and it runs a lot of my platforms. So that's where I'm kind of leaning towards. However, I still like Manus. It does a lot of cool stuff that I do like. What did the VAs you hired create will be creating? Oh man, you will if I show you this, you guys will be blown away. You guys are gonna want the guys I hired, but I don't even know how I found this kid. Let me see if I can. Maybe I'll just give it to my wife. Where's my phone? I want to go in my messages and just get the link and see if you can get that in there. They created an entire platform that it's kind of like a host buddy, but it talks to you. These kids created this in like a month. It is so freaking awesome, but they're in Bangladesh, so I don't know who they created it for, but it's just when they showed me that it was flooring, and then it showed me what they can actually do, and they did it all through Claude Code, just the two of them. My wife will get it sent out. Okay, any questions about this stuff? Anybody confused or lost? Tell me right now so I can just help you and catch you right up because this is where it's at. And don't be shy. This is over a lot of people's heads. It was over my head when I first looked at it. To be honest with you, I just looked at it and I said, okay, this is a tool that I need to learn and I need to leverage because it's got so much power. Anything? Everybody's good?
Hey Ryan, I got a question.
Yeah.
Um, so good
Oh
to
my
see
God.
you, by the way,
Yeah, good to see you.
and be friends.
Hell yeah. Nice
Um,
up too, people. Were you at the summit? You were.
I was, yeah, it was
Was
so much
that ever
fun.
good, eh? Oh
It was
my God.
good. I feel I'm still just so stoked, and yeah, I am right now loving everything that you and Dee are sharing about this because this is what I want to learn. Totally new to this, so. Um, I wrote a couple little notes about I want to get Claude and I want to learn how to first and foremost make a website for myself. Is that something Claude can do?
Okay, but maybe that's what something we should have did. Absolutely.
And I'm
I've created about 5 websites in the last week.
yeah, I
Uh,
need to make two.
and then like so all the emails that you guys saw, all those were created by Claude and then injected into GoHighLevel by Claude. So those nice HTML emails that everybody's always like, how are people sending these nice emails and coded these things? They're coded in less than 3 seconds. And then you copy and paste that, or you have it injected directly into your project. It'll do all of that for you. So I did build everything that you guys seen from Solness AI and Solness automations. Every little bit of it was built with AI, by AI. I leverage AI as much as I can through the GoHighLevel pipelines, the websites, the landing pages, and everything. And I just continue to have fun with it because I don't have to do it. So it does all that. So now if you want to learn more of this stuff, I was keeping this a little bit more for the end. I have started a school community. It's getting a lot of traction, and this is the kind of stuff that I'm doing. And I'm doing a bunch more stuff. So everything that I'm building, I'm taking videos of it. It's going into the school community with SOPs, with the prompts, with everything that you have to type in. And then I'll also be in that community hanging out and building stuff with people. So my goal to have the community is have you guys join in. I have an N8N server that I'm going to let everybody use and build workflows. So anybody who doesn't know what N8N is, it's the same thing as Zapier. It's the same thing as Make.com. For me, it's a little bit more powerful, but more importantly, I didn't want to pay for these services anymore. I didn't want people in my community to pay for these services. So my goal is to give you guys as much free stuff as I can and more value in my community. So the couple things that I'm doing for people that are going to be joining, I suggest you join soon before things ramp up. I'm going to be providing everybody with the access to my N8N server, N8N workflows. I'll teach you guys how to build them. I'll build them together, along with skills in Claude Code, Manus, OpenClaw. I'm also going to be doing a full Mac Mini build. I just went and picked it up, sitting right beside me. I'm going to do a full OpenClaw Mac Mini build, video it, document it, put it in the school as well so people can see what that looks like along with OpenClaw. And then the bigger project that I'm working on, which is going to be probably online in the next 3 months. And once it becomes online, prices are going to go up. Why Mac? I'll answer that in a second. I hate Mac. I'm not a Mac guy. I have all PCs. But what I'm going to be doing with my other Mac that I purchased is I'm going to be running a large language model on it. So it's going to be running something like ChatGPT, something the equivalency of ChatGPT 4.0 to ChatGPT, maybe just under 5. But what that's going to do is that's going to allow me to run my own large language model. And what that's going to do for you guys, that's going to be able to power you guys' AI stack. Because I'm spending a lot of money in tokens here. I'll be honest with you. My Claude Code accounts, I pretty much have to have 2 of them to run all the stuff that I'm doing. So you're looking at about $400 a month, and then I have Manus that I use quite a bit. So we're going pretty high in those tokens. So my thought was I want to keep developing. I want my team to keep developing. So I went out and bought a Mac Studio. So I'm sure a lot of people heard of the hype about Mac Studios. And with the Mac Studio, I could run something like a ChatGPT 4 and give my community access to it to power some of their stuff, to program it, to experiment, to see what we can do with it, and really help keep your costs down, especially if you're running a lot of stuff, doing a lot of coding. So yeah, so that's the whole gist of it. I don't know if the link's in there yet. I don't know if my wife will drop the link, but and if you see here, my wife did just drop the link. So take a look at the Voice AI app. So that's what my team built in the last couple of months. And when I approached them and I kind of gave them all these projects that I wanted to do, they were like, "Hell yeah, we'll drop everything we're doing. We'll come on board. We'll go help a bunch of people." And they're gonna also be in the school community. These kids are whiz kids, and they'll be out helping, building with you guys, problem solving, and you'll have the support that you need to actually implement this in your business without coming out and like if I come out to your business and do this, it's going to cost a lot of money. If you learn a little bit on how to do it and leverage a VA to do it, you're saving thousands and thousands of dollars, and these VAs are super smart. So they'll be in there, they'll be helping out. That'll be the whole school community, nothing held back, just gates wide open, what I'm building and what I'm doing. So I want everybody to join in. Next project in school that I'm working on is everybody loves social media but hates doing it. I'm one of them, but since I'm doing all these videos, I got to come up with a way to put this out stuff and put it on my Instagram. And I'd be honest with you, every time I got to make a post, and you guys saw all my Instagram, there's no post on it. I just don't know how to do it. And I get super frustrated with it. So what I do is I take a video and I give the phone to my wife. And I say, "Dear love, can you please post this on my Instagram?" That's honestly what I do. So today I said, no. So last night I started out to build. So pretty much I'll be able to drop these 1 hour, 2 hour long videos into a folder, have them go through a whole workflow, chopped up with the best segments, with the best hooks, caption it, give it to me for review. Once I review it, auto post it to my Instagram and Facebook. That's one of the flows that are be going in my school community in I'm hoping the next week. To me, I'm hoping by tomorrow. But once I have it all packaged up, it'll be in there. So you'll be able to take it, you'll be able to download it, you'll be able to set that up for yourself. There'll be an N8N workflow that you literally just drag and drop and enter your credentials for the items that you want to use. And you'll be all set to create social media based on the long form footage that you take. So that's just the examples of what's going on in the school community right now. So let me know, is that something that interests people, or am I wasting my time? If you guys want to jump in, I don't know. I've had people join right away, but that's the whole goal of school community is really leverage, and especially some of you guys I know on here that I've known for quite a while. So I'm literally doing that for you guys, because I know this is I'd say it's daunting. It's almost like you don't want to look at it. When I first look at a ChatGPT, I was just like, I don't even want part of that. I'm like, I don't even know what's going on there, but I don't know. And then it's like, if you don't do it, you're gonna be left in the freaking dust. And I see it happening already. So what are your thoughts? Okay, why Mac? Love Mac. Perfect. You join the community so you can help me with the Mac stuff. It's like trying to write with your left hand or your wrong hand all over again. Why Mac? Mac's got some pretty cool stuff. Um, if I were to do what I wanted to do on a PC, I'd spend about 60, $70,000 to get the equivalent of the same power. For a Mac Studio is about $20,000. I'm talking Canadian prices here. Sorry, we live in Canada. I wish I could just buy a $13,000 Mac in the US, but the Mac has unified memory, and you can get it to 512 gigabytes of RAM, which I haven't found yet. I'm still looking. I'm hoping to find one. They are coming out with a new one in 6 months, which will have it. But I settled for the 256 gigs of RAM because it's a unified memory, and I could use all that memory as VRAM. Now, all you guys know is that these large language models are not installed in your computer. They're installed in your graphics card, your GPU, and that's what runs it. And that's what's able to run it. So you need a lot of space in your GPU to be able to do that. Now, my desktop has a 16 gigabyte GPU. Not bad, but not even close to what I need to run a large language model equivalent to ChatGPT 4.0. So to run something like ChatGPT 4.0 or higher, I would need quite the system. So what the unified memory does, it lets me use the RAM in the computer as VRAM, which is the GPU RAM, which allows me to get a pretty gnarly large language model, and even a couple other ones in there to do a bunch of little tasks that my systems do while I'm working. So that just keeps the cost down. And for me, if I'm paying $1,000 a month in credit, the thing's going to pay for itself within a year. And let's get real. I'm not slowing down on this. It's only ramping up. So I'm just getting ready for the ramp up and be like, well, if I have my team come and use my systems for coding, and then I have the school community using that large language model to save costs in coding, and then the N8N server. It just all makes sense. Is that something that I'm going to maybe do in the future and go over and maybe reevaluate? Who knows? But right now, it's the best fit, and the Mac Mini is just a really good self-contained agent. I could pretty much have that as like the main orchestrator and have it do a bunch of stuff. It has its own email address. It's got its own iMessage. It's got its own personality. It's its own little unit. So you can email it, you can talk to it, you can message it, and it'll do whatever you want just based on that. So that's the whole reason why I'm doing the Mac dive. I did play around with it and it wasn't too bad. So I'm not, I know Kevin and Marcy might be on here. I did play with their Mac a little bit last week, and I was literally losing my freaking mind about the copy paste thing and the screenshot thing. You guys can't even take a screenshot on your freaking Macs. Jeez. So I'm not looking forward to that because I do a lot of screenshotting, but that's
Ryan,
just
quick
of it.
question.
Yeah.
And you basically getting the hardware so you can run your own LLM, so you can save money on API costs, right? In
Yeah.
the big
And
scheme of things.
Yeah, I want a big scheme of things. Yes, I do want to save costs. Even if I didn't save nothing, I would still do it because that's something that's super interesting to me, and I think that's where it's going to eventually go, where offices and small businesses are
Mhm.
eventually going to get this kind of setup in their business and have their own large language model.
Yeah.
Because a business that's using these products quite like, heavily, they're going to be running into 2-3 grand a month in token charges, and eventually that's not feasible. Then that computer will pay for itself in a
Yeah,
year.
yeah, I can see that too. And
Yeah.
then if you have a team of VAs, like four or three, four VAs, how do you use and plus yourself and maybe another partner, how do you like then you can have like basically six humans on your team, and then how do you see the AI agents interact and Claude, do you need to have multiple accounts of Claude, or is it just one? Like, I'm just curious, once you outgrow yourself, how does it look like in the team environment?
With running that system, just the Mac Studio will only be running, it's going to be I'm going to be running Llama 405B and 70B. So there'll be two of them, which are pretty big. And that's the only thing the studio is going to do. It's not going to do anything else but that. And then the Mac Mini under that, it's going to have a bunch of agents. But then I still have this, like I still have my desktop, which runs OpenClaw, and that's got a big bulk of my things as well. So I'm going to incorporate everything and then have the Mac run the Mac Mini. But it's not really running the Mac Mickey. I would say it's more like powering it. So the Mac Studio won't be able to tell the Mac Mini to do anything, but the Mac Mini can go to the Mac Studio and say, "Hey, I need some reasoning to be done. Do this
Yeah.
reasoning, give me the answer." And then the Mac Mini is going to do its thing, and it will have agents and things based into it. And that'll be
And then
more.
VA and your teammates can leverage the basically a chat, whether it's Discord or Slack, where they or how do they interact with the agents?
Okay, so there's one thing I just want to show before, and we might go over here and you guys could all dump off. But so Sergey, you were asking about the Slack, and you were kind of wondering like how do we do this? How do we get this set up? So I'll give you an example here. So this is my Slack. This is a private channel. Camilla is, can you guys see my screen? Because this is my,
Yeah.
oh, there. Camilla's on the call. Hi, Camilla. So she's on here, but so things are happening, and all of a sudden I want to get an answer in Slack. So this was just today. I was just kind of see what's going on. So I said, what's the door code at the Apple Arcade, which is one of our Airbnbs? It says, I don't have the Apple Arcade door code stored in my current files. Where do you typically keep the property access codes? Can I help organize that into one once you point it out to me? I said, it's stored in Notion. You have access to. And then he said, the Apple door code is 1988. The additional door code is 80. And then it just went out and said, I said, okay, what time's check-in at? Check-in in. Check-in is at 10:30. Check-in is at 4 p.m. This is all getting pulled out of Notion from my Slack. So my entire Slack, my entire Notion, my Google Drive, my Google or Gmail, or not our Gmail, but our company email, and along with other things are all accessible through Slack through this agent that works in Slack. So he lives there and he reads everything. So if I go in, if I just go in the main channel, which I'm not great at Slack, but if I go in the main channel and I say, hi Camilla. See how OpenClaw right now, he's reading that conversation and he's processing it. He's wondering, is there anything that I can do to sit to it? So if there was a question that was asked 3 months ago and I said, hey D, do you remember where we put this? If it was talked about in Slack somewhere, my agent's then looking in Slack and saying, okay, I already know that's been talked about. I'm just going to bring in the answer. So
And
that's,
can you interact in Slack, basically leveraging GoHighLevel, essentially like update the records? I just spoke with this guy. Can you add the note?
yep. You can do everything through Slack. So you can have your
Yeah.
GoHighLevel attached to your agents and your GoHighLevel attached, and you could literally control your agents through your Slack and get them to go and do jobs for you.
So essentially, this is the future of communication, where humans and AI interact with each other in this environment, right?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
So I'll give you guys a bit of an example on what the world looks like in the agent world, and then that's it. And then well,
Some questions before maybe.
okay, Dee's got some questions. Sorry, my mouse is. You can go. You can give me some questions right now.
Do you create your agents with Claude?
Yeah, some of them. I mean, yeah, most of them. I do like it. And anybody wants to know what N8N looks like? This is what it is. Just do a simple workflow. So this is my Notion to Obsidian. So you heard people talking about Obsidian in here. So I feed everything from Notion into Obsidian, which is my second brain.
Oh, because that was her next question. She wants to create a second brain and was asking if you use Notion for that.
So you do use Notion, you use N8N. This is what your second brain looks like. So it's really cool. It's not alive right now. I did not power it yet with AI because I'm still building some other workflows to get my whole entire world in there before I power it with AI. But if you really zoom in on these, you can see that every single one of these little dots are an event, a person, something that happened in my life at one point or another. It could have been an email, could have been a file, could have been a conversation. So Vince, let's see how Vince came through my life. So I could open up Vince. Vince is in the contacts database in Notion. This is his phone number, and he's a Sun Peaks electrician. So now when I power Obsidian with AI, all these links are going to start forming. It's going to say, okay, Vince, Sun Peaks, electrician, contact. It's going to go start looking in the brain and say, what can I link to that's there? And it's going to find the Sun Peaks property. It's going to start finding things in Notion. It's going to create all these links that are going to come together. And then when I need to search something, and if I search for one meeting, it's going to look through my entire world and see what do you need to get ready for this meeting? What if there's any other conversations that you've had in the past that we're talking about this meeting, it's all going to recap that in and give it to me in a nice summary saying you the meetings with this person, you talked about this last week, you talked about this 2 months ago, and now you're at the meeting. Do you remember all these things? Are you ready for your meeting? So it just gets you ready for everyday life. The way I'm going to hook that up is we have Plod devices, and the Plod devices record absolutely everything all day long, everything we say, every meeting that we have, and it's summarized through Plod and then getting put into the Obsidian brain. And if you guys want a visual of what the agents look like, oh boy, I know it's small. This is my desktop. I'll try to make this big so you can see it. But I'll try to give you a visual of what these agents kind of look like. You guys can see that? It's a little small. I'll be able to zoom in on it once I open it a little bit more. So this is a mission control. I know it's going to be small, but this is where all my agents kind of live. This is where I see what they're doing. So some things need reply. These things just kind of tell me what's going on. So I have Joanna. She's off. She's my secretary, and she's got phone access. So I didn't want her to be on all the time because she might make phone calls, and I haven't trained her properly yet. So I got to still do a bit of work with her. But I have my mail bot. I have my Notion bot. I have George. I have Manus. And then a few other things that I'm working on. I know I'll be able to zoom in here in a second. It's not working. So the architecture. Oh, the architecture is down. So I won't be able to show you that today. Oh, it's down too. So yeah, I can't show you the architecture for some reason. I'm not going to get on the whole reset thing. No, nothing wants to work on my desktop. So I don't know exactly what's going on with my desktop, but I would typically show you what the architecture looks like and what this looks like when we're looking at these things as agents and how they're being powered. I think the agent chart was working, wasn't it? No.
Is this your desktop at home?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. My desktop at home might have just went down or something happened. But there's a chart that we show you, and you can see the orchestrator, and then you can see a list of all the agents, how they're powered, kind of what their tasks are to do. So you can kind of see a visual of the things that you're building when you're building them. So you kind of go back to this chart and you can see the plan, what's happening. I could try to open it one more time. No. She down. But typically we would go in there and then we'd be able to see what's going on, what the agents are, what they're attached to, how much kind of power tokens they're sucking up, even what the estimated cost is, when they're being dispatched, what they're doing. And it makes it a little bit easier because when everybody talks about AI agents or workflow agents, it becomes to a point where like, are you guys crazy? Are you talking to yourself? Is this like really happening? So it's nice to see a visual and the architecture. It's like an org chart. It looks exactly like an org chart. CEO, CFO, all the departments, all the people under and their tasks. And then you can see like, okay, this person takes care of that. He runs at this time. He gives me this information. This guy does this. And it's literally like, I treat them like people. Weird, but I do. Okay, so that's a recap. We got a skill created here. Okay, so that's the skill in action. So we created a skill, guys. While we were talking and all that stuff, we created a skill out of one freaking prompt. If you guys tell me you can't do this, I mean, join my school. I'll do this with you guys, but it's as easy as this. Now, just to say, like, I did have a lot of things connected onto this stuff before you guys went, like, before I ran the skill. So I have my Gmail hooked up. I have my whole world is hooked up to this. Don't forget that. So I did have things that were set up, but if you want to go through it fairly quick, I see the Gmail MCP tool. It's available. Let me find the drafts. For the actions needed category, I didn't give it any categories or nothing, right? So I just said like go and do this. So then you come and fine tweak it. I want this email to go here and there, but you just really got to talk to it. So great context, your mailbox, how else on stays, and I could see your business labels, Airbnb bookings, co-hosts, clients, hospitable. So all of our folders. Now let me write the skill. So it did it. It drafted the skill. Skill draft is written. Here's a live triage based on the skill. 20 unread emails. Beautiful. Action is already decided. I should action these emails based on the content. So I got a Zapier screw up somewhere in my life, which it's been there for a while. The cleaning project at the Apple Arcade has not been started. So imagine you're getting these little updates throughout the whole day without reading your emails all day long. So I'll give you an example. This is what my agent does. I've been talking to him because I was a little ticked off with him today because he wasn't performing. Um, so I'll give you guys an example. I mean, there's probably hundreds of examples in here. But this is my little buddy, right? So this is my OpenClaw. He knows everything about me. Like he knows absolutely everything that's going on in my whole freaking world. So when I talk to him, he's very helpful for me. He could book things, he could look stuff up. Like he knows my world. He's got access to all my email. He's got access to absolutely everything. So I get these mail checks about once every hour. And it's like, okay, new FYI, Touch Stay webinar, Hospitable Daily Digest, no big deal. Still urgent. I gotta give my credit card number because I gotta pay for the upper loom now to get all these cool videos out to you guys and stuff. So I didn't do that and it was due. So it's telling me ongoing turnover issues, telling me that this cleaning or there's cleaning projects and the inventory it's low. So that's, take a look at the inventory. Today's event, Q&A jam session. That was for today that we're doing right now. Main priorities remain the same. Handle this stuff, do this, do that, you'll be good. And then I got another one. So it's still saying, hey, you better pay Loom or you're going to get cut off. Jam session, prep reminder. So, hey, like, are you ready for this? We just signed up for XAI. So it's like, hey, I haven't used it. My wife's been using it, but don't ask me anything about XAI yet.
What's that?
I don't know. Or Grok. Sorry, it's Grok. Grok's got some wicked photos, man. If you guys want to get some photos going, Grok's the way to do it. And then so now it's like, okay, good. Guest operations, Tommy, Boho Bliss, welcome message was sent. Jennifer, like it's telling me hourly what's going on in my entire business. It does this all freaking day, and it doesn't bring up the same stuff. Like if I don't do like the payment thing, it's telling me like, hey, you better do it. But it does pretty good. And if I just say like, hey, I took care of the payment, I took care of Lindsay Rollick, 2 to 3 month booking. I want to take care of that, right? That's something I want to know about. I want to jump on there. That's a huge booking that we're missing out on if we don't get on it. So these are the types of things and the tools that we're using, and it's like CT-2 queue session still pending. Like, are you ready for this? So I'm always getting these notices. They're super helpful. At first I thought they were going to be super annoying, to be honest with you, and now it's like I don't even check my email. I just check my little buddy and see what he's telling me because I have faith now that that he's doing it. So these are the kinds of stuff that we're using. Does this sound cool to you guys? Is this something that's like, yeah, I kind of want this stuff. Like this is stuff that I want.
What model do you use with OpenClaw?
Uh, I use Claude. I use Opus 4.5 and Sonnet. But mostly Opus.
How many tokens are you spending a month on average?
Well, for everybody who didn't know, right now Claude until like I think for another like week and a half or maybe week, they've doubled the usage for everybody. So right now is the time to build some skills because it takes up tokens. But other than that, we're on the max plan, and I also have an API key. And I also have the automatic like bill my credit card if you ever stop running out of tokens. So honestly, we're probably spending $200, 300 bucks in Claude. I'd say a good 300 bucks a month in Claude, but I'm doing a lot of developing for you guys. That's why if you join the school community, I'm creating these skills and passing them on to you. So you don't have to go out and code all this. Like the Manus, anybody who saw the Manus script that I built, it took me 63,000 credits in Manus, which was about $400. Along with like a week of time of reiterating everything. And I did use other tools to develop some of that project, and I brought it into Manus and kind of got it to do the rest. So yeah, I mean, all in all though, the productivity is probably 10x. So for me, it's definitely valuable, but for others, that's why I wanted to get the large language model set up for you guys so that you'll be able to use literally 70% of what you guys are doing or will be doing. You'll be able to use that.
And just as a question there.
yes, Jess, I would definitely um, do Claude. Lot safer, a lot easier. OpenClaw is a bit of a wild beast, but we'll be playing with him in the school community. We'll see. You'll see what he does. He gets pretty wild. Gets a little rogue.
WhatsApp versus Slack. That was your
WhatsApp versus
preference?
Slack.
Because I prefer Slack.
Yeah. So deep for Slack. I'm never in Slack, to be honest with you. Um, so I just use my WhatsApp. I have WhatsApp up all the time. Yeah, I just use it. But you can use Discord, you can use Slack, you could use Telegram, you could use WhatsApp. And pick your poison, whatever you want. Anything else? Put the link for school. If you guys want to join school, do it now because I'm telling you, once this computer comes in, we're using the large language models are up, the price is going to go up. And if you join now, the price does not go up. You're grandfathered into the $67 a month for the rest of your life. You guys heard all my plan. You guys know what I'm going to be doing there. I'm going to be doing a lot of it along with my team, and everything I build is going to be available to every single skill. Everything that I build in the AI world, I'm going to put on there, good or bad, whether you want it or not. You just pick.
How long did it take you to set up Notion to the Slack brain?
A few hours. But it's definitely doable. And then I also had to set up NNN, and I wasn't quite set up for it, so I was like, okay, but fairly short. And I've done a lot of work for that, but I'm going to be kind of going back and putting videos on how I did it, what I did, why I did them, to get the brain going. As soon as I get it powered up and working in a decent way, I'll put the videos up.
Us too.
Yes, come on in. Come and join. And we're just going to do this a lot of times. I'm going to have office hours where you guys could just jump in and be like, hey, man, I'm trying to build this. It's just not working. It's a huge headache. Can you help me? And I'm going to be there. But I'm going to try to be there once a week. As soon as I get out of my W-2, I'm going to go all in. You're going to see me in school all the time. I'm just going to be building like crazy with my team and I. And then we're also going to be doing consults, helping small businesses, going into your businesses and doing, this is kind of like, I'm playing with AI, but then we're going to be going in doing some serious business stuff and really automating people's businesses where, they're saving, the savings are quite drastic, where they're saving, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year for a small business is a lot. So that's kind of where it's aiming for. So we'll be doing some bigger stuff there. So that's all in the works.
Well, I'll be documented.
Yeah, it's all going to be documented, but it's going to be some bigger stuff and some more complex stuff. I'll be putting up some of the spec sheets that I'm kind of working with, so you can see the true powers of what this can do. Like we're just literally today scratching the surface. What this can do. Like you just imagine on what you can stack on top of this. It's a never ending stack. It all depends on how creative you can get. And the more people are in school, we could just all get creative together, put some ideas together, build together. And once we have something built together, everybody gets to use it. So it's a win-win for everybody. That's the whole plan of the community. It's really to build together and build things that are useful for your business, not like Instagram stuff. Oh, let's go. Let's get some fake. Let's create a fake content generator. That's not where I live. Let's create a generator, but let's create it so it's going to use our content that we're actually shooting and then making it look super awesome and then posting it. So those are the kind of things we're going to be doing. Any questions before we go? Any concerns? Anything that you guys want to let me know? Any feedback? If this was useful, if this was completely useless, like totally let me know. I won't take. I'll still say hi to you.
Hey, Ryan. I thought this was awesome. Perfect timing for me because I want to build a website for real estate stuff, but I'm also a therapist, so I'm simultaneously wanting to build a website for my therapy practice. And so I want to join your school. I want to learn how to create an agent. I want to get a Mac Mini. Like that's why I came today. I was like, I don't know how to do this stuff, but I want to do it.
Well,
I want to build out some like things for my clients that I could be sending them that I could get help with. That's just one-on-one, but um and so what can I do? I'm going to join your school, but what can I do to get like set up to go? Like should I get Notion, Claude, and my Mac Mini? Like what do you think?
what kind of computer? What are you running for a computer right now?
I have a Mac. I
You
have
have a laptop?
yep, laptop.
So with this here, you always have to have a machine that's running. that's the caveat. Unless we like a lot of people are doing this on VPSs and Hostinger and all that stuff. That's not my style, unfortunately. I do like to have the hardware. I have hardware running. So in your case, a Mac Mini wouldn't be a bad idea if you're a Mac person. Are you a Mac person? Are you a Mac girl? Of course you are. You're
All
like,
it.
hell yeah, I ain't doing anything else but a Mac.
I'm doing
You Mac people will never touch a PC. It's freaking hilarious. It's like, dude, like, but
And my
yeah, I get
husband
it.
is he's into PC and like I have an iPhone, he has a Samsung, and so like it's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
the running joke, but
Nothing works together.
we just speak two different languages and I'm okay with it. But I even have two Macs because I have one for my therapy practice and then I have this one over here for like sub two real estate. Like, so that's why I kind of wanted to get I don't know what I need, but I
Wait,
want
here's what if you
I
have
want
two
a
Macs,
second. Yeah.
I like the idea of two Macs because when the power goes out, the battery keeps it alive for a little bit, and
Yeah.
they do have some decent power. So if you have a decent laptop, and
Mhm.
you don't care to leave it on, but then again, it's always on. It's always doing stuff. So to me, that's why like I have my desktop at home. I mean, it's always on, but then that's when I went and got the studio and the Mac Mini. So like those could just be in their own ecosystem. And I have my
Yeah.
little Mac Mini, who's my little orchestrator, who's going to do a bunch of stuff. He'll be connected to my whole world and my whole life. But then at least I have my laptop and my desktop that are still my computers. They're not my servers, and they're not annoying.
Yes.
So, but I hate to say, hey, yeah, go spend all this money and do it. So maybe like there's Mac Minis all over. I mean, I've actually, you guys are pretty pretty sold out, but they are still some. You're not gonna go buy the high end one, so like the 599 one will work. And then
Okay.
maybe take a look at what I'm doing in school. And if you're like, yeah, I could do this, then I'd be like, sure, for sure. It's really not hard, but I would hate to say like this is what you have to do. You absolutely do not have to do that right now.
Okay.
You can still get things going and learn some stuff. And then if you're like, yeah, like this is pretty cool. I like what this does. It could really help me because you're real estate, you're doing sub two, and you are a therapist. So you got a lot going on, right? It's like
My
you
brain
go in
is
a
too
couple of
full.
directions. So it'd
Yeah.
be nice to get some automations in that little Mac Mini working in your business. So I'll be honest with you, you do have a use case for it.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
it wouldn't be a throw. Like I was like, well, I don't know, everybody's doing this Mac Mini thing, and I had no idea why, to be honest with you, up until a month ago. I know how Macs are built. I just freaking hate them, and I was like, well, these Mac people are just making a fuss over their AI and their Mac stuff, and okay, fine. And then obviously I did a little research. In the first 30 seconds, I was like, I go to my wife and I'm like, hey, D, I got to order a Mac and a Mac Studio. And she's like, why? And I'm like, this is why. And she's like, oh, okay, you got to order a Mac and a Studio. You got to go do it. She understood right away, right? So I'm like, I understood right away, but it was no brainer. The second that I learned, I know I went to university for computer science and math, right? So I know a lot about computers. So the second I read like the first three lines, I was like, okay, I didn't realize that was going on a Mac. Let's go buy a Mac. So
And really quick question too, Paste GPT, is that how did he make that? Is that what would you call that? Is that
that's just a custom GPT.
it's just a custom GPT? Could I make one of those?
Absolutely. You can make something way better with these tools.
Yeah, I
Way
want to make
better.
one of those as my like my the front personality of my therapy so
Yeah.
that my clients can access that when they don't have access to me.
Yeah. You could, it's like the
Like, is
websites you
that
want to build.
possible?
We could build these two websites at the same time. That's how
Yeah,
crazy this stuff is. You could literally like get one going and then get the other one going and then go eat
that's
dinner
what I
and come
want to
back
do.
and see what's going on. So there's so many things that you can do. So like, yeah,
Thank
definitely
you so much, Ryan. And Dee, I'm so happy to see you both on here and thankful for
so
all
nice to
the
see you.
information.
We had so much
Yeah,
fun. Oh man, did we ever have a blast.
I know. No one left behind.
Oh man. Everybody who knows me, I like to have fun at all these events. I'm always, yakking around and talking to as many people as I can. So I find this is super fun for me. So I hope you guys got everything out of it. Does anybody have any more questions for me? You have me for another, let's say, 1 minute. One more question.
I have a question.
Sure.
I am not a Mac person. I'm like very much not a Mac person. I don't know how they work. I can't like so much
Hey, we
as
can
just,
team up. We can team
open
up.
a file or yeah. So, what would you like if I'm definitely not going to go along like the Mac Mini route? Is there a different road to go for PC people?
What do you got for a PC right now? You're running a
I've
laptop or
got
desktop?
a laptop.
So you can buy these little units. They're like between 500 and $1,000, and they're like little AI computers. So I could put together a list, but it's gonna be in school, of course. But you can buy these little units. They're like a Mac Mini. It's just a PC version of it. and they do fairly well. So I was thinking about doing that, but then obviously I needed a bunch of power. And then when I went to the PC route to get the amount of power that I needed in the PC route, I couldn't afford it. It was like, nope, that's like buying a new vehicle. But then when I looked at the Mac, that's where it becomes smart for me. But like just a simple, like a $500-600 desktop that's got a little bit of power and some memory, you'll be good because you're not running a large language model. You're just literally going to piggyback off of either ChatGPT, Anthropic, or Grok or Gemini. Any of those could power your OpenClaw. You choose. So pretty much every XAI, any platform that's out there right now that offers AI capabilities could power your OpenClaw, could power your stack. No problem. So it's kind of like pick your poison. I just like Opus because it's super powerful and it's just, yeah, they're crushing it right now. Anthropic is just freaking crushing it right now. That's the only, I've used them all. I played with them all, but I could do the most with Anthropic and I could do it a lot quicker. But then again, my OpenClaw is powered by Anthropic. So my OpenClaw, my little buddy that I'm talking to on my screen, I can stop sharing that. He's powered by Anthropic or by Opus specifically. And sometimes I'll switch them over to Sonnet if I get like, if my limit's approaching for like the month and I'm like, oh geez, like I got like 6 days left and then I'm gonna have to go open a new account if I want to keep using it. So then I'll kind of maybe switch it up. Trying to unswitch it. I don't know. But okay. Does that answer your question?
It does, yeah. And
So look,
yeah, I'm
you could
also
find
like,
these little PCs, like you just Google it and like little AI PC. They're usually under $1,000. They're just like a little box, and that'll work. That'll work perfect for you.
cool.
All right. Thank you guys so much for coming. I didn't even expect this many people. Like this is only my second time doing this, guys. I think I did like one live demo. I did a paid workshop, which everybody absolutely loved, and then I'm doing this. And I thank you so much for the turnout because it's not easy to do to get in front of a bunch of people and start doing this stuff. So the first couple I was nervous, but now it's like I'm starting to get it. So I thank you so much for coming. And then join school if you want more. This is what it's going to be like. I'm just your average guy that likes computers and I love business. So anything that I can do to help out, reach out.
Thank you guys.
All right. See you
Yeah.
guys. Don't forget, ChatGPT is out. Claude is in.
Thank you.
See you
Bye.
guys.